it seems that people are pretty excited to see this movie. So, the MCU has a new movie out called The Eternals, and this is my non-spoiler review. So, don't worry about spoilers, and all the footage that you're seeing here are going to be from the official trailers that have been out for months. So first off, the movie really expands the MCU mythology and world building in a way that no other MCU movie has done so far. The scale of it, I would say, is on par or goes even bolder and further than the Disney Plus show Loki. And that's a tall order because I think Loki goes pretty far in terms of its scale and expanding the universe of the MCU. For me, this movie goes even further beyond that. It's a really dense movie with a lot of mythology and world building and a full cast of characters, most of which I really enjoyed. Speaking of the characters, I felt that all the performances were great. Gemma Chan as Cersei was really the main character here, and she really carries the movie. She's in most of the scenes and you genuinely feel for her character as she goes on her journey. Robb Stark as Icarus was also fantastic. I won't mention the details here, but he's kind of a tragic character and you do get to understand him by the end. Special shout out to Gilgamesh, played by Don Lee, and it was just amazing. When I saw him in Train to Busan, he was instantly a likable character, and this movie makes me want to watch his other films even more. Apparently, he's been in more than 60 films and TV shows, and his experience as an actor really shows in The Eternals. His powers are great, and you can just feel the force behind every one of his punches. Angelina Jolie as Thena was surprising to me as well, as you would expect an actor of her caliber to really outshine the rest of the cast, but she really did feel like part of the family of Eternals. Then we have Kumail Nanjiani playing Kingo, and his character was just absolutely hilarious, as was his sidekick character played by Harish Patel. Kit Harington was also great, but I wish I got to see him more in the film. He mentioned in an interview with Variety that he wishes he will go on to have more appearances in the MCU, and I just can't wait for that. Someone else I want to highlight was Lauren Ridloff as Makari. She's the first deaf actor playing a deaf superhero in Marvel, and I really love that they showed that representation and access through her character. And from a powers point of view, hers was just an absolute blast to see on screen. The rest of the characters like Salma Hayek as Ajak, Leah McHugh's Sprite, Brian Tyree Henry's Phastos, and last but not least, Barry Keoghan's Druig were all amazing. And you really feel that they are a diverse family with all the troubles, trials, and tribulations that a disjointed family would have. But they also have so much love for each other, and you genuinely feel that throughout the movie. And by the end, you just want to see more of each of them. Now for the story, again, there's just a lot of rich and quite literally cosmic levels of mythology that really isn't matched by any other MCU property to date. My one question for that is I kind of feel that it might diminish the scale of other MCU movies just a little bit. Because this story is so vast that it essentially covers literally the entire history of the universe, it kind of makes everyone seem like ants just waiting to be stepped on. And I'm really curious how audiences feel about this. Each of the characters' powers also feel very different from each other, giving them different roles that they play. And when one member is missing, you really get that sense of, it would be great if that character was right here, right now, and this problem would be solved. And the cinematography is just on another level, with wide sweeping shots of vast landscapes and scenery so beautiful that you feel like you could be there standing with the rest of the Eternals. I'd say watch this movie on the biggest screen possible to give justice to the cinematography and the characters just showing off their powers. Other than that, the whole feel of the movie is just so different from any other MCU movie or TV show. If I wasn't told this was a Marvel movie, I would have never guessed that. Director Chloe Zhao really hit it out of the park, giving time to each and every character, and with such a large cast, that was really difficult to do. And I think she nailed it. One thing that I had a gripe with was the story maybe a little too somber, and the script had a couple moments where it felt kind of forced. Again, I won't get into details here. The music score of the film was also very fitting for the movie, and the sound design really drives home the power of each character. So overall, I highly recommend you all to watch this movie, again, on the biggest screen possible. I give this movie a B+. So, I'd love to hear all your thoughts on the film. Put your comments down below, and I do have a full spoilers review coming in the next few days, so stay tuned for that. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel, as it really helps the channel grow and bring more people to our discussion. Thanks for watching and have a great day.